Now that we have set up our grades in Schoology, we need to make the system talk to PowerSchool. I had to switch which course I'm in. I'm not in my sandbox here because my sandbox doesn't talk to PowerSchool, and I need to show you how we can make those two things talk to each other. So we set up our grades, we have our categories and everything ready. And then you're going to scroll down just a little ways till you see PowerSchool down here towards the bottom on that same left-hand side of your screen. When you click on PowerSchool, yours will not be full like mine. This is for my CVA German 2 course. So I have a lot of information here on syncing grades, but we're not doing any of that. We need to come over here to configuration. When you click on configuration, it is going to ask you to map your Schoology categories to your PowerSchool categories. So just like in the last video, you do need to make sure PowerSchool is set up before you do this step. When you come over here to configuration, down here you see two columns, one for Schoology course categories and over here PowerSchool categories. So for the world language department, we have two categories that we use, engagement and proficiency. So those are my two categories in school or in PowerSchool. Those are the two that I made in Schoology, and I just have to map them from here over to here. So I need to make sure that my engagement category in Schoology is mapping over to my engagement category in PowerSchool. My proficiency category in Schoology is mapping over to the proficiency category in PowerSchool. Once you have done that, you can click Save Changes, but I do want to draw your attention to this automatically shorten assignment titles. If you have two assignments that are very similar and have long names and they're exactly the same, but at the very end it says number 1, and at the very end the other one says number 2. If it's more than 50 characters in Schoology, because there's no limit in Schoology, it will only sync over the first 50 characters to PowerSchool. And if it is exactly the same as another assignment in that 50 or less when it syncs over to PowerSchool, there can be issues. If you're not super long-winded with your titles, might not need to check this, but I usually automatically shorten assignment titles just to be on the safe side and make sure that nothing happens where two assignments look like the exact same name when they sync over to PowerSchool. And so then we're going to click Save Changes. And once you have done that, now any assignment that you create, you will have the option of syncing that assignment over to PowerSchool. From your gradebook, and again, this is an optional step, you would see all of these assignments. So these are assignments for probably marking period 4, because that is where we're at right now. These are assignments that are listed here. I do not have any students enrolled in my virtual class, but if I did and I was ready to send over the grade for this assignment, I can click on this status log, find the assignment from the list, and because this is a virtual class, every assignment for the whole year is in here, so my log is very long, but I would find the assignment over here, and then I would click this spinny wheel here to sync that over to PowerSchool. Since I don't have any students enrolled, all of mine are opted out right now, but you do have that option of syncing over. When you look at an assignment that you have created, you can make that decision about syncing over or not syncing over. And those are things that we can talk about individually, not covered in the video. But I did want to show you, once you set up over here your gradebook setup and your PowerSchool mapping, as you have assignments in your gradebook, you can click on this View Sync Status Log to sync individual assignments, or you can sync all changes to PowerSchool. That one can be kind of tricky, but if you want to, you can sync all of your grade changes to PowerSchool as well. So a couple options there for syncing your grades over to PowerSchool.